UFC Vegas 40 weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. Guys, smash that like button. Need at least 105 likes. We're going through the full card. There's been some cancellations, some changes, so we'll talk about all things with the fight. One thing you have to know, Jamie Marquez, Jordan Wright, that fight is off. And now we also have a short notice replacement. Luana Carolina now fights against Lupita Godinez, who steps in on short notice. So we'll talk about all of it. We'll pull up the images from the weigh-ins. If you guys haven't, subscribe to, turn on those post notifications, and let's get into it. First fight of the night. Ariane Carnelossi, Istela Nunes. Early prediction earlier in the week, it was for Nunes to win the bout. We'll pull up the face-off here. Both girls looking solid on the scales. Slight size advantage for Nunes, and this is something that I think could be favorable because she's actually a really good kickboxer from range. Carnelossi comes a bit more chaotic and wild. If Nunes can stay away, avoid the big shots, avoid being manhandled here, I think she's an underdog that can come through. She looks solid on the scales. I think she's ready for this UFC debut. I got Nunes still to win. She's going to beat Carnelossi on a hard-fought decision. Odds-wise, they have Carnelossi as a favorite still. At the best value, it'd be minus 129 to the plus 130 dog, Istela Nunes. Let's see here. Any props that I would like potentially would be Nunes wins by decision. That's plus 250. Over 1.5. If you find plus 250, that would be amazing, but it's highly unlikely that's accurate from Bovada. I think it's a mistake here. Fight goes the distance. Minus 165, minus 155, plus 130. If you can get like near even money on fight goes the distance, I think that's a great bet. It's going to go the distance. We're going upset. Istela Nunes over Ariane Carnelossi here. Let's keep on moving up the card. Super excited to see Brandon Davis back. He fights Danaa Batgerel. I picked Davis before seeing him on the scales. We'll look at it now. There's Davis coming in lean, shredded out. Doesn't have the beard, which I feel like that was a staple look, but decided to shave it off. I will say this man's eyes look just sucked in and drained, but on the opposite side, Batgerel looked like he had a tough cut as well. Both guys in for a good matchup. I do think it's a hard fight on both sides. Brandon Davis, I think, is the slicker kickboxer. He's more technical. Now, on the opposite side, Batgerel definitely has a pure punching power advantage. For me, I do still believe Brandon Davis wins. He's not a guy that gets finished. It's very hard to beat him by a finish, maybe a submission that Zabit did to him. Batgerel's not near that level. Brandon Davis, 4-fight win streak, split decision loss to Giga Chikadze. Davis is a good fighter. He's earned his way back to the UFC, and I do believe he gets a win here over Danaa Batgerel. Another upset pick here. Decision, I believe. Davis plus 146, Batgerel minus 147, best value. I like that plus money of Brandon Davis. I think we're most likely going decision here with Davis winning by decision. You can find it at plus 310. Would be a pretty decent prop bet. Now, overs are pretty decent as well here. Over 1.5, minus 300, it's okay. Minus like 170 range for over 2.5. And I mean, fight goes the distance is also minus 145. So like not terrible bets anywhere you go. I'd lean towards fight goes the distance if you're looking for a little more coming at you, or just picking Davis straight, or also betting Davis win by decision. That's why I like in this matchup. Batgerel has power, but Davis not a guy that's easy to finish. He's ready for this UFC return. Next fight, Lupita Godinez versus Luana Carolina. This is not one that we've broken down yet. Luana Carolina and Godinez. I'm interested to see the matchup, but let's first look at them on the scales. There is Luana Carolina. There is Lupita Godinez. Looking at the weights, you see that 121.5 and 125.5. So this really concerns me because if you're coming in under the limit by almost, what was it, 4 pounds? There's a 4-pound difference. That's a lot. That's worrisome for me. Godinez, that means she didn't really fully fill back out to that 30-pound range. She fought recently at 115. She's not the biggest 115ers. There's a huge reach disparity. I'll be honest with you guys. Luana Carolina is an underdog that I think could come through. If you're talking about full camp, you're talking about a normal situation, I like Lupi's grappling, but I'm very nervous that Lupi's going to lose this bout because of the short notice, the awkward weight miss, or awkward weight on point, but I guess it's a miss in the opposite direction. 121.5. I don't know. I think that Carolina's striking could be the difference maker here. I think she'll fight well from range. If she can avoid the takedown, she's a good amount taller. Look at the face-off once again. You see that size difference? It's very hard for me to pick Lupi. If she came in at 125 looking filled out, we'd be talking Lupita. I have to go underdog. Luana Carolina wins this bout. I do believe she could get a hard-fought decision here, potentially some crazy knockout, but I would say low likelihood of that. I just worry about Lupi's condition after just recently having a fight and then coming in way underweight. I got to go Luana Carolina as an underdog. It just doesn't make sense for me to pick the favorite here, especially minus 210 to plus 196 when you're way shorter, you're underweight. It seems like a recipe for disaster. I think we're going to see Carolina win. Now, if you are a Lupi fan, you think that she could get the victory, maybe you bet Godinez wins by submission here, plus 450. That would be the prop bet that I would do if I'm going on the Godinez side because she has good submission skills. Carolina has been submitted before, but I think Luana Carolina overall, better pick, smarter pick. I will pick the underdog, but I'm not touching the prop for the underdog. Carolina, money line, underdog play if you are looking to play it. Let's keep on moving up the card. And if you haven't, smash the likes. Danny Roberts, Ramazan, Emeev. So excited for this fight. Emeev's one of the locks of the week. How they look on the scales, to me, doesn't change much. Roberts looks in incredible shape, as he tends to. I will say this. He's looking pretty tall here. What's the height difference between these two? 6'1", 5'10". Reach advantage of 8 inches nearly here. No, excuse me, 5.5 inches. One thing that concerns me is the range and the speed of Roberts, but I think Emeev is definitely the superior fighter. The odds could be closer because of these factors. Unfortunately, they're not going to be. They're widespread, and they're in favor of Emeev. So betting value-wise, yes, it drops here. Minus 320, plus 290. I'm going to ride with Ramazan Emeev. I do think he still wins this bout. I do think decision here. I do think he'll probably get this fight to the floor. Roberts will have a chance, but it's not like Emeev is a guy that's had any type of durability issues in the past. He should look to get this fight to the ground. Emeev, decision, that's plus 100. Not really a beautiful prop, but it's there. Excuse me. Minus 320 for Emeev to win straight. Betting-wise, not your best play, but I do think Emeev should get it done. Danny Roberts won't be easy. He's an explosive striker, but I think Emeev does it all just a bit better here, and I think he wins by a decision. Let's keep on moving up the card. Andrew, Sanchez, Bruno, Silva. I'm hype. Early in the week, it was Silva, win by knockout. Let's look at them on the scales here. Both in good shape, both similar size. Height-wise, nearly the same. Slight reach advantage in favor of Alderti Sanchez. It's a very intriguing matchup because Silva is like a hot prospect on the rise. Andrew Sanchez is a damn good journeyman. He's tough. He's got wins against Wellington Turman, big knockout. Marc-Andre Barrios was a decent fighter. Marcus Perez. You see losses to Vittori and Makhmud Muradov. I think that Bruno Silva is going to have a showcase here. He's going to outstrike Alderti Andrew Sanchez, and I do think he will knock him out in the first 2 rounds. It's not an easy fight, but I feel like it's got to be Bruno Silva winning by a knockout. Andrew Sanchez should look to grapple. I think Silva has the defensive tools to fend it off. I'm going to go Bruno Silva to beat the Ultimate Fighter winner, Andrew Sanchez, by knockout in the first 2 rounds. Let's see. Odds. Minus 152, plus 145. I like the slight favorite here. I guess the decent favorite here. Under 2.5 is plus 115 at best value. Silva wins by KO, TKO. It's plus 145. Not loving the props, but I do think Silva gets the win. I do think potentially fight ends inside the distance here with a Bruno Silva win by KO. Be a good matchup. I'm actually really excited to see this fight. Let's keep on moving up the card, and we get to the main card. And if you guys haven't, smash the likes. We need at least 110 likes on this weigh-in recap show. Ľudovít Klein, Nate Landwehr. Good way to start the main card off. I got Klein earlier in the week, win by knockout. We'll pull up the images from the weigh-ins. Klein is shredded here. On the opposite side, Landwehr looks pretty good as well. Similar height between these two, more muscularity on the side of Ľudovít Klein, though I don't think the muscles matter here. I just think that Klein is just a more dynamic striker. He has more knockout power. Nate Landwehr is a damn scrappy fighter. He mixes it up well with the hands. He'll push with a lot of forward pressure. I think he's going to come into distance on Ľudovít Klein. I think he does get countered and caught. Second round or first round knockout here for Ľudovít Klein. Kind of leaning first, but could see it taking a bit longer. Nate Landwehr doesn't go out easy, but does have some bad knockout losses in the UFC. I think just, unfortunately getting cracked by huge strikes, and he happens to be fighting a striker known for delivering knockouts. Ľudovít Klein, knockout in this fight. I do think he beats Nate Landwehr. Let's see the odds here. Ľudovít Klein, minus 350 to plus 330. I got Klein. I do think KO TKO would be your best option for a prop if you are looking to play Klein. Minus 110, not fantastic value, but it is there at the decent money, I guess you could say. Decent money, close money. Nate Landwehr, he's a big dog, plus 330. Does it go over 1.5? If you could find that at plus money, it's like an interesting play, but riskier. I think Ľudovít Klein, though the strong favorite, does get the win by KO here. I do think this fight ends inside the distance. That's minus 215 for that. So should be an interesting matchup, and it's definitely one I am excited to see. Potentially could make something if it goes over the 1.5, but not loving the value there. So I'll just pick Ľudovít Klein straight, betting-wise. Maybe the prop by KO would be the play. Next fight on this main card, you have to be excited for this one. Manon Fiorot, Mayra Bueno Silva. I have Manon Fiorot winning the fight earlier in the week. We'll look at the scales here. Silva, Fiorot, both girls, similar framed, similar height, actually. What's the difference? About an inch? Yeah, very slight height advantage for Manon Fiorot, but she uses her range extraordinarily well with the kicks. Different types of side kicks. She has a very unique stance, that karate-esh type of stance. High-level kickboxing. Mayra Bueno Silva, more traditionalist, Muay Thai-esh style of striking. Decent ground game, physical strength for sure. But I think Manon Fiorot picks her apart here and proves that she is a legit prospect in this flyweight division and a much-needed legit prospect. KO, TKO, round number 2. Manon Fiorot in this fight. Odds have Fiorot at a minus 240 favorite to a plus 220 underdog, Mayra Bueno Silva. Let's see the KO TKO for Fiorot. Plus 195 for that. Potential play would be something of a sprinkle over 1.5. Minus 240. So odd. Bovada's just outlandish here. I mean, they should be the official odds. If not, that's a mistake here by FightOdds.io. But if you find plus 180 over 1.5, it's not a terrible play. So I'm seeing second round KO, maybe around the 3-minute mark, but could be before, could be after, could end up being Fiorot by decision. But I do think Fiorot definitely gets the win here and does prove she is legit. Keep on moving up the card. Featured bout of the night, Jim Miller versus Erick Gonzalez. Early in the week, it was Jim Miller. There's Gonzalez on the scales. There's Jim Miller. Size, not substantially different. Erick Gonzalez is tough, man. You look at the opponents. I mean, he's a Combate veteran. 2-fight winning streak for him here. Taking on Jim Miller, who is a damn submission ace. It's not going to be easy. Gonzalez is a brawling style of striker. He likes to fight on the inside, and he does bring a lot of forward pressure. I would say a little bit wild at times. I think he's susceptible to the takedown. I think Jim Miller gets on top. I think Jim Miller gets the win, and I do think Jim Miller does win this bout by a submission. I'm leaning first round sub. I could see it going into the second, but Jim Miller lately, it's been first round sub or decision loss. I'll ride Jim Miller first round submission. Odds wise, they have Jim Miller minus 225, strong favorite. On the opposite side, let's see here, a freaking fly flying around my camera over here. Apologize if you guys see a fly on screen for a second. Sub Miller, let's see. Plus 240 best value. Good play. Definitely a good Hail Mary prop for the week. We got Jim Miller for the W. Let's keep on moving up. Come on, fly. Get out of here, boy. Fly in front of the screen, man. I apologize, guys. Yeah, a fly right here coming through. It's like one of those little ones, too, so pain in the ass. Co-main event, Andrei Arlovski and Carlos Boy Felipe. I love Felipe's face tattoos. Now, early in the week, Arlovski decision. Not going to lie to you. Felipe with that face tattoo, he ain't no joke. He has to pull through. He's got Brawler tatted up on his face. You would not mess with that guy if you saw him. Now, I still think Andrei Arlovski is a superior striker. He's technically better, though he is an older guy, nearly 43. Can Boy Felipe win it? I don't think he has the dynamic power to hurt Arlovski badly, but of course, if you touch Arlovski's chin, you can put him down. I got to ride with the Super OG, though. He didn't look bad on the scales. He's taller. He's a little bit longer here. I think Andrei Arlovski, decision win. The gatekeeper stops Carlos Felipe before he makes that turn towards, the next level of the game. So we'll go Pitbull, Andrei Arlovski beating Carlos Felipe. Close, though. It's pick'ems. Minus 105, plus 102. Pretty much even here. Fight goes the distance. That's minus 170. Arlovski wins by decision. Where's the value of that here? Arlovski wins by a decision, plus 155. He's the decisionator lately. Been winning a lot of fights by decision. I think it continues here with Carlos Felipe in the co-main event. Jump to the main event. And if you guys haven't, smashed the hell out of that like button. Norma Dumont, Aspen Ladd. Earlier in the week, we had Aspen Ladd. There's Dumont on the scales. There's Ladd easily making weight. Size is similar for these two girls. We got 5 rounds, which it's going to be interesting to see how both look with that 5-round time. Will they gas? They'll probably fight at a bit slower pace. Aspen Ladd, younger girl. I do think she's offensively the better wrestler. I think she finds a way to get on top. I think she finds a way to control Norma Dumont. I'm kind of leaning hard-fought decision for Aspen Ladd. Is she prepared for 5 rounds? Could be a concerning factor. Norma Dumont was training for that 5 rounds. So could potentially Dumont get a late stoppage of Aspen Ladd, a tired Aspen Ladd? Definitely possible. But I feel like Ladd's grappling skill set should lead her to the victory here. Though Dumont, tricky with her kickboxing and also is pretty decent with her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. And a physically strong girl. But I got Aspen Ladd. I got to ride with Ladd. Very, very close odds. Minus 127, plus 122. Aspen Ladd winning this bout by a decision. Where is it? Ladd wins by decision. Plus 310 potential bet there. Dumont on the opposite side, if she got a KO, TKO, plus 600. Let's see. Over 2.5. If you can find that at minus 155 is a fantastic play. I think it is very likely we're going over 2.5 here. Overall, pretty solid card. I will send you guys off with potential parlay. Unfortunately, we lost one of our staples to the parlay. So what are we feeling like bringing to the table now? Since I lost my Julian Marquez play, I think potentially you stick with Ľudovít. I do think he could win this bout here. Brandon Davis as an underdog would be like a riskier play that you want some good plus money. That's plus 209. Ramazan Emeev, minus 154. Ľudovít Klein, decent play as well. Let's see. Is there anything else that's jumping out to me? Manon Fiorot, even though it's women's MMA, I think her and Ľudovít Klein and also potentially Ramazan Emeev. I think Emeev and Klein could be interchangeable. That'd give you plus 132. Definitely some decent money to be made. If you're feeling wild, you had the Pitbull in. You got plus 351. Be cautious with the parlays. I would definitely recommend more so, 2-fighter parlay, 3-fight max, and more so money line betting for this card. But overall, should be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. If you guys haven't, smashed the hell out of that like button. Make sure you also check out the Bellator weigh-in recap show, which I will link in the description. This one and that one. I don't know which one's going up first, but you guys will see it on the channel. So they'll definitely be there. So stay tuned. Turn on those post notifications, all of them, not just personalized. Make sure you don't miss any content. Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate everybody for tuning into the show. Peace, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.